Hi, this is Mark and Lance with M-one Specialties, here to show you how to work on a Simmons mixing valve. This is what the valve looks like that is inside the wall. 90% of the problem is this mixing does not move, which is inside of the cartridge. Doesn't make any noise. Does make noise. If it doesn't rattle, if the cartridge is not rattling, that is why the cartridge does not mix. Sometimes it'll actually shut it down, making it so the water doesn't run at all. Don't need to adjust this screw whatsoever. Most people will take that screw out or completely lose it. And this has nothing to do with that particular operation of the valve. That screw there is if you have a place where you don't want the water to be more than 100 degrees, you would take this, slightly turn it in, turn the water on, get your meat thermometer, find out what the temperature is. If it's not adequate, then you would add a little bit more down inside that screw. Oh, you test it again, you find out that it's right at 100. That is the perfect temperature, so nobody gets scalded. That is the only reason that you have that screw. It's not there for anything else. Okay, number two, what most people have problems with these particular valves is removing the seats. There is two seats. You have one seat, which is a small seat, and one seat, which is a large seat. So this is the small seat, and this is the large seat. The way these tools work is you have to have a tool which has a hook on it, because the small seat has to be removed from the valve body first in order to make the big seat wrench go deep enough to catch the notches. I'm going to show you that right now. So the trim has already been removed. The faucet has been, or the house has been turned off, or business. I am taking this, opening up to the on position. Take my wrench. I think I've loosened this already once. Give it a little bit of tap. There we go. Break it loose. Removing the stem. Does look a little bit worn and is not moving. That is a sign that that's why that's not mixing properly. So you can see clearly down inside there's two seats. One way down there and one right up here. So what I'm going to do is take the wrench. I'm going to give it another, not very hard, just enough to lock it in place so that that seat will come out through the body of this. Did not hook it. Don't try to force it to do anything. Put it back in, thread it in. If you do not thread it in, you will damage the seat or the threads on the body. So it looks like I'm going to need to give it a little bit harder tap there. So you see how it sunk into that. Has to be able to pull it through the large seat. If it falls back off again, thread it back in, tighten it down so you don't damage the threads. Number two, this is cut. See how that dropped down inside there? That is to make it so that that will grab that the way you want it to. And there we go. And of course, this one's a little tougher, but if you do it right, it should come right out. The O-ring can be greased, but you don't want to put any Teflon tape on these, because if you do, any of that tape, any of it, gets in these holes, won't rattle. If that happens, the stem is not bad, it's you put Teflon tape. This has a gasket which will seal it, and this has a gasket on the inside which seals around the outside of this seat. That's the reason this has to come out first. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our new seats and install them so that you see properly how this is going to be done. So your seat obviously is going to, when you go to put it in, your valve is sitting in this position. So this will go that way. If I try to do that facing down, you see what happens. It falls right off. So I'm going to go, I get the little click. That means that I'm ready to start the threads in the proper direction. I went backwards so that I could feel the start click. And then to tighten this, that's it. You don't have to torque it down. It doesn't have to be torqued. I had to tap the wrench so it holds the seat. I don't want that to fall down there. I want to be able to put it in without it dropping in. Little snug. Sometimes you gotta rattle that around to get that to undo from that hook. Okay, so new stem, new gasket, and we do bonnet nut and gaskets all at one time when we replace. You'll know this is in the open position. This is in the open position. If this is anywheres like that, that is the closed position. You do not want that stem or the new stem to be in that position. This is very simple. You see how easy that dropped down into place. Hand tight. Take my wrench. I'm going to snug that up. Okay? Make sure your wrench fits tight. Good snug. You don't have to get crazy with it. Okay? Some valves have these stops. These stops will shut the water off while you work on the valve so that you don't have to shut off the whole house. Some valves don't have those. The ones that don't have them, well, there's not a lot you can do but replace the whole valve if you want that. So they make this tool here, which is made by a company called Simmons, which is this valve. And that's the tool you're going to need to get this to come apart. And what's nice is they make this tool so that this pin goes in and becomes a T-bar. How convenient. Break it loose. You can see it's just going to come right out with no effort whatsoever. That's what's nice about these new tools that Simmons has out on the market. Really convenient, really easy to use. Doesn't take much to get these things to move, to get this piece to come out. Once you do get the old one out, the new one is going to be just like the old one for a replacement, which you can purchase from M-one Specialties. The same with the stem assemblies. These are a 18863. That means it's going to come stem and bonnet. If you want the stem only, that number is a 11502. If you need the seats to go with it, and the seats come by the pair, that is a 197. And we sell all this product at M-one Specialties. It is available for purchase. And very simple, you see that? It didn't want to start. I went backwards. Backwards. Feel the click. You'll feel it go. Click. Come on, baby. You'll see. See right there? Little click. That makes it so it's easier to thread back in and you won't cross thread. Okay, so I wanted to kind of show you. This is what we call the old school tool. This tool has a hole in it so that you can use this also as a T-bar for getting the big seat in or out. You noticed I had to use the crescent wrench on that one. The old tool can be purchased. The part number is a 11500. The new wrench, which comes as what they call a package deal, and this is a really nice set, and it's really moderate priced. I'm really surprised because all of this is high quality steel. That part number is a 12871. And I didn't mention either, but the stops are available and they come by the pair. Those part number for those is a 11580. Remember, this kit comes complete, and what's nice is, like I said, this will go in, the pin will make it into a T-bar, which is really nice, because anytime you gotta take something apart from this end or this end, this thing can be just switched around. This is, like I said, a T-bar as well, which we have all of this stuff available at M-one Specialties, and we are ready stocked. So if you need quantities, give us a holler. We got it ready to go.